Okay, recording this video after close of trade Thursday, 14th of April 2011. I hope you had a good day trading today. We closed up at 13.10, thought we'd find a little bit of support. Not a surprise, I suppose, that we kind of went down to 12.98. I'll show you my kind of daily intraday charts, but just to say 1.7 million contracts traded, and still a little bit of a ways away between before we get to this cyclical turn on the daily time frame for better sine wave. So still going to see some movement to the downside. And on the highest time frame tip bar chart, the 40,500 tip bar chart, today's bottom formed a really nice little end of trend warning signal here, just at 12.98. Yesterday's kind of activity, we were kind of pulling into a pullback and a downtrend signal, blue professional bar at the end of the day, and we kind of ended up kind of just making the low at 12.98. I thought the 06 level might possibly hold, but as soon as the overnight session kind of came in, and you don't get kind of triple and quadruple bottoms kind of holding normally, and just sunk through there after the open. But I'll show you on the lower time frame charts. I think we're going to go through a little bit of cyclical activity, but the damage on the downside has not been completed yet. We're not going to see a bottom in this move until we get that, a similar kind of exhaustion selling signal on the downside. So all I think we're doing is kind of lifting a little bit before the final move down. It'll coincide with the daily turn here on the better sine wave. 13,500 tip bar chart. Low of the day was also a cyclical turn down here that held after we'd had exhaustion selling, bullish divergence coming into this pattern. We kind of took off from there. And then when I look at the 4,500 tip bar chart, low of the day was marked by a beautiful end of trend warning signal. There we go. It was actually one on the 500 as well, and yeah, everything kind of lined up for this bottom at 12.98. But just to talk through this, so it's on yesterday I was thinking that 1306 might kind of hold, just because we'd had quite a lot of activity at that level, and then this is the overnight session where we kind of broke through it on a Rambo pattern, kind of a little bit of a amateur up bar, and then we kept on going. And then shortly after the open, we had a flush signal kind of down here in the blue professional down bar here as the professionals kind of come in and buy the lows. And not unusual, there's going to be a lot of stops kind of sitting around the 1300 level, and if you were watching kind of the activity when we went through 13 and hit 1208, it was all kinds of fireworks kind of going off in terms of volumes of trades kind of going through, and that was just a whole bunch of stops being hit, and then we kind of bounced from there. We've gone into this kind of little bit of a complex correction type pattern with kind of batting backwards and forwards between cyclical turns. I think we're going to go through this. I mean, sometimes we do go through range kind of days followed by consolidation days, and consolidation days don't necessarily have to be just stagnant in terms of batting between support and resistance. They can be in a particular direction, and this is an up move, but each up move is kind of weaker and weaker, if you like. So this is not necessarily a stable move, and I'm still thinking we need to correct to the downside. So Friday we can get some bullish bias on Friday into the weekend. So let's see where this goes, but I don't think the down move is over. And then just to look at the lower time frames chart, 1500 tip bar chart. First of all, coming into the open, we had a lot of activity here, a lot of blue professional bars kind of down at the lows with an end of trend warning signal. However, this move was not over because we hadn't seen kind of exhaustion selling on this move down, or a flush signal. Second cyclical turn after end of trend. This is the activity I was talking about, all the stops being hit, bang, bang, bang. And that's kind of made that second cyclical turn hold after end of trend. Kind of came into this turning point here with a bit of exhaustion buying and very weak buying signals going on here with bearish divergence. We rolled over and went here. I was actually trying to go long after the open. I was kind of confused, thinking this because we'd had that end of trend. I thought we might kind of break through here. Took an initial short and then a long. Both were losers, but this one ended up being a winner for me, and then I reversed as well. Want to show you this particular bar, very important. Blue down professional bar here. After we'd had this kind of move down to 12.98, this is the signal to get long. As soon as the high of that bar is taken out at 1300 even, kind of that's a very strong kind of signal. And when you go down to the 500 tip bar chart again, so coming after the open here, blue professional bars kind of taking profits. We were trying to get through 1304, end of trend warning signal, second cyclical turn. Look at all the amateur bars here at the highs. Bearish divergence as we're rolling over, and just can't get through 1304. And then as soon as the low of that blue professional bar is kind of taken out, that's professionals, getting on board this move as it falls through the ice, bang, here, and then we really start to rocket to the downside. And that little pullback that I showed you, the blue professional bar on the 15, is right here as we formed an end of trend warning signal. We'd had our exhaustion selling on the downside here, so when we have the pullback here, the pullback level, look at better momentum at this point here. It's buying right there coming into that end of trend. So it's like we didn't even have time to come down and make a flush signal or anything like that. We'd flushed out all the sellers at this point. There's kind of net buying going on here around the end of trend warning signal. Those blue professional bars, the breaking of the high of this down one, and then this one with the blue professional bar kind of with the amateurs kind of getting on board, bang, the move kind of goes. So there we go, and that was, this uptrend kind of kept on going. So I hope your trading went well. I'll tag on my day trades. It was a good day for me after a little bit of confusion after the get-go, but I hope, looking forward to Friday. Okay, just gone short at 275. Just checking my stops and targets. Bit of a sell-off overnight. Hit 1300. 1500 tip bar chart. We've got end of trend warning pattern coming up though at the 1300 mark, and just kind of pushed up into a blue professional bar, kind of first one after the open, so a little bit of an icebreaker trade. But we're above cyclical support, cyclical resistance on the 500 tip bar chart, so if this kind of reverses and goes the other way, we're into an uptrend on this time frame, so just being careful. Just reversed and went long at 305, 350, and pull back in an uptrend signal on the 500 tip bar chart, so this is held. Kind of shallow amount of selling at this point, so it looks like we're going to kind of break into an uptrend here. So we're short at 275, out at 350, reversed. Just looking at this, just hoping it doesn't just find itself in an end of trend at this point and go the other way. Just still holding long because we've not seen blue professional bars kind of coming at the highs. This last kind of push down, the last kind of area we saw professionals was on this kind of push down here into the pullback level. 1500 tip bar chart, we didn't see any kind of coming in again at 04 up here, even though we've had this end of trend. So a little bit of kind of amateur activity there, but I think we're going to kind of punch through 04 and go for a little bit of a run until we reach cyclical resistance here. I just reversed and went short at 1303 even. And the reason for doing that is all of these kind of pushes up to 1304 being led by the amateurs, Rambo patterns here. And this is second cyclical turn after end of trend warning signal on the 500 tip bar chart. We're coming into cyclical turn on 45, and we're under support that becomes resistance. We're just playing with this and it just doesn't want to go. So this last bar down on the 15, that was amateur down bar, kind of showing just a testing down. So okay, here's the professionals coming on the 500, so let's see which way it breaks. If it breaks up to 1304, then we're going long. If it breaks below it, we're going short, the market's going down. Bingo just got taken out at 99, even on the profit target for 4, which is nice. We had some blue professional bars kind of coming on the 1500 tip bar chart just up here at 1302. It was kind of getting ready to get out, but then we didn't break the highs of those bars. So, and then we just kind of collapsed through to 1300, where we found, kind of the professionals have come in earlier. So now we've got exhaustion, selling, kind of pro signal exits. Oh, this thing's keeping going. On the 500 tip bar chart, we're going to have to see kind of pullbacks and end of trends, and same thing on the 45. So I just wonder if this thing's just going to keep on collapsing. Anyway, so alpha 4 at 99, which makes me up 2 3/4. Just gone long at 1300 even. And the reason for doing that, we had all these exhaustion selling signals on the 1500 and flush on the 4500 tip bar chart, coming through to making a cyclical support on the 500 tip bar chart. And this last kind of push down, initially we kind of came into a little bit of resistance here, Rambo patterns, kind of amateurs right at the highs. But this push down was a professional down bar. Had another one just print here, and this was a down bar at this point here on the 1500 tip bar chart. And here we go, end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart, and we're coming up to a cyclical turn. This is going to be a cyclical turn, going to be an end of trend on the 4500 tip bar chart. We know prior to the open that it was all kind of professional activity coming to buy 1300, and now we just had this kind of push down to 98 in the open, just flushes everybody out. Everybody thinks it's going lower, and that's the opportunity to step in and go up. So long at 1300 even. Okay, just out at 1302 even, and that was too quick a move, and a bit of kind of explosion activity. Got a blue professional bar kind of come in with a pro signal exit here, so that was just too easy for 2 points. So that's me up to 475 for the day, so that's fine. Got it wrong the first couple of trades, loss of 3/4 of a point, loss of half a point, then a nice 4 point as we kind of rode this collapse down, and then a quick, just a little kind of reversal up the other way for another 2, so that's good. 475. And it's 8:59 AM Chicago time. Just going to sit and watch what happens after this, but I think that 1298 was an important kind of level. Well, just a few minutes later, and we kind of just screamed past 1304. Kind of sat in this kind of range-bound activity just under 1302, kind of here forever, and kind of a little bit of a push up, and then this last kind of push down came into a Rambo pattern, cyclical support on the 500 tip bar chart, and then immediately this blue professional bar kind of came in, kind of jumping the creek, and this move kind of surged to new highs. And nothing on the 1500 or the 45 in terms of blue professional bars kind of up here, so this 1298 level really important, and kind of breaking back up through 1300 I think is kind of pretty important. Anyway, done for the day, and just kind of watching and see what's going on. And a few minutes later, here we go, 500 tip bar chart finally signals end of trend warning signal after a pullback, end of trend move here. Interesting top tick again at 1308 1/4, just a Rambo pattern with the amateurs right at the top there, and kind of all kinds of flush signals kind of going on here. It's probably going to settle back down where we get a cyclical turn on the 1500 tip bar chart, which will be a pullback signal, and then kind of push to a final high. But I'm not trading this anymore, I'm done for the day. It's 9:54 AM and just coming up to 1 AM in Sydney, so off to bed for me.